I assumed because of what we were talking about, we would have returned it the least the least opportune time.
We're back.
Anyways.
All right. So, what do the four of you want to do with your time off and your money? It sounded like, Brianna, you want to go discuss some of the issues you've been having with somebody?
Yes. She'd be looking for, like, the most friendliest looking name on that list.
Okay.
But yeah, she wants to talk about it. The thing is, she's an emotional person, so, being so close to that kind of tragedy has impacted her, and she wants to maybe talk about her feelings.
Okay. That is a very good thing for Brianna to do. In fact, doing so will help Brianna with some of that sanity damage that she has taken previously. So you can recover 1 point for seeing them and starting sort of a line of conversation with somebody. And you can decide if this is something you want to role play out, or if you just want to sort of gloss over it. It is up to you.
I think maybe if you could go to someone else, because I need to kind of think about exactly how Brianna would be feeling if we role play it out. I need to be kind of thinking about like how she would feel about those things.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Checking on my boy Morin.
All right. Moirin is glad to see you when you arrive. Glad, first of all, to see that you're okay. It was a very dangerous trip you were on, but also glad to see just you in general. Gulran, you're alive! Thank God.
Stronger than ever. What's become of the temple? Is the flux of people, are they calmed from the talk of troubles, or is it resurged?
People are more worked up than they have been in quite some time. When they start bringing out things to burn down the landscape, people start getting very nervous.
I had a feeling that might cause a regression from my sermon. Well,
we've been losing people to Thoth, We don't have the answers we need. Or not to Thoth, I'm sorry.
I was about to say, what? Is there a holy war going on that I didn't know about?
We've been losing people to Anher as of late. A lot of people in times like these tend to move towards the gods that they feel will better defend them. And people often forget that Shashat herself is a warrior.
Can I roll? Is this knowledge religion? Is this a common thing people switch religions?
Give me a knowledge religion.
Or is this something I should be worried about?
So with a 13, you'll know that a lot of people are more polytheistic. They believe in that all the gods have an impact on the world. So attendance in different churches can change based on the things that are going on in the world outside. People might go to visit Anher more often if they feel like there's something big that needs to be fought against, and the only thing that can fight against it is, basically the god of one of the gods of war.
Perhaps another sermon to bolster our followers of the faith.
It could help, I would think. I've tried a few myself, and I've had not a whole lot of luck, but I think that has a lot more to do with the fact that, well, these are troubling times. I've been trying to remind people that Shashat is there to help defend them, and to help the knowledge that she brings will ultimately help us find our way to greater success against our foes. I'm sure you're out on the road proving that every day.
Well, although I do enjoy catching up with you, I was also given another writ. I was hoping the stores of Shashat may have something more for me.
I believe they do. May I see it?
I'll hand over my writ to him.
Excellent. He will take a look at your writ. Oh, they have selected you for quite a bit. This is the most money I've ever seen in one of these.
Really? Well, we did accomplish quite the feat.
I imagine you must have.
I was specifically hoping for perhaps a stronger cloak to help keep my mind to myself. It seemed to be quite the troublesome matter a few times. I don't want to lose my mind to the madness that's out there.
I think that can be arranged quite easily. We do happen to have one that is a little more that gives a little bit more than what you have in the existing one.
Excellent. Other than that, I'm not sure what else you could have to offer me. Although I had heard of these fancy boots, but they're quite rare, and I don't know if you'd seen them around.
What boots?
They're dwarven in make. Boots of the earth, I think they're called.
Boots of the earth. He takes a moment and walks over to a book that is laying in here and opens it up and flips through a few pages and thinks on it for a moment. I think this is something that we can acquire.
This is amazing. I was hoping to get them embroidered with Shashot's imagery, if that's possible.
These are... Right now it looks like no one is presently using them, but these are very old. It has been moved about from cleric to cleric in a number of different religions. There are items that we have that are exclusive to our church, and there are some items that move from church to church. So, unfortunately, I don't know that we could have these emblazoned, but he walks over to the cloak and pulls it down and shows you it has a very large embroidered in golden symbol of the book and bow.
Ooh. Very nice.
This should show anyone who sees you from now, both the front or the back, who you fight for, and that they should be afraid if they do
Excellent.
wrong. He will take your old cloak and help you put on the new cloak. This is a Cloak of Resistance 2.
Okay. Yeah, we can end with me, but I would just ask him to set up a time where I could deliver another speech, but I'll need time to write something.
No problem. He'll tell you if you can come back in a couple of days, he might be able to get enough people to come in, and it might be a good draw to know that somebody who gave a good speech before is going to return.
Wait, one more thing. I don't know if you could tell, I'm a little harsh with my words. Last time I used Shashot's divine grace to help me. Is this not good to do?
I don't understand what you mean.
I used a spell to enhance my words so that people would receive them better. I don't know if
it is expected that so long as you are not trying to change the minds of others with magics, just so long as you are trying to keep their attention on you, and you mean no harm or no falsehoods to it, I see not a problem with that. From time to time, one might need to fascinate the crowd in order to keep their focus.
Excellent. I'll prepare my studies with Shashot and commune with her and come back in a few days. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, did he give me the Boots of Earth?
He will get the Boots of Earth for you by the time that you come back here to do your sermon.
Sweet. Okay.
Those are some pretty sweet items.
Yes, Gulron is very happy.
All right, how about either Antaeus or Elizabeth?
I would probably see if I can get together with Maha, because I feel like that's Elizabeth's way to work off anger, and I also might check in with my parents.
Who do you want to meet with first?
Let's get the parents over with first. I'm sure I'll have extra steam I need to work off after that conversation.
All right, you head back home. Your mother is the first to see you when you're allowed back in. Oh, you've come home. I figured you would...
To visit.
Yeah, but you've been out for so long. I was worried about you, and there's been no communications or anything of the sort.
We had some work missions that took us away from the city for a good 3-4 days or so, and preparing for them, all that kind of stuff just takes a while.
Yes, it can. I didn't think they were going to put you on such dangerous jobs, though. I thought we had agreed you were going to work within the system, not so far outside of it, to reach a better position of status. Yes.
I mean, yes, but you do realize doing difficult jobs gets my name up there faster and higher and makes me well known, so that I have more clout to do more, right?
But it also puts you at great risk of death. How will you ever ascend if you are underground?
Am I related to Aravos?
You're not an elf, are you? No, you're not.
No. I don't know. Our moms just seem very overprotective. I'm back in one piece. I didn't die. I know what I'm doing.
You hear a voice from the distance. Is that Elizabeth? Your father steps out from down the hall and makes his way towards you. You're alive and well. I'm glad to see it.
Of course I am, Father. You think I would let anything kill me?
That is quite the Elizabeth thing to say, isn't it?
I think so.
Are you doing well? Are they feeding you well and taking care of you?
They are. I am doing very well. I just took a mission to the capital. It went great. We are on a few days' rest now.
Good. So then I suppose you were probably promoted on that trip to the capital.
I mean, we haven't exactly been promoted, but we are working on higher case levels.
I was certain by now you should have received a promotion. I'll have to talk around. I'm a little concerned. You're putting in a lot more effort. They should be compensating you much more effectively, and you should have a little bit more clout.
Dad, you do not need to talk around. I can handle myself. I am showing my worth. They will promote me when they're ready to promote me.
Now, Elizabeth, I know you can handle yourself. It just doesn't hurt to get a little assistance when you can have it.
Okay, just don't make me look like I depend on you, okay?
You don't depend on me. We're just trying to help you.
Okay.
What about your traveling companions? Have they improved yet?
They are completely adequate. I don't know what you mean, have they improved yet?
Well, I've been told that you've been wandering around with one that goes into the seedier part of town quite often.
Yes, and he gets us very good intel by doing this. You do realize that some of those people have information that they will tell him, but that they would not tell me.
What information could they have that would be of use? Besides how to get yourself jailed. Which, by the way, I believe I've heard that one of yours has been jailed now 3 times?
Would he have actually heard about him being jailed in the Dwarven area?
No, Gul'ran, I think, has been in jail 3 times in the city.
Has it been 3
if I
times?
remember correctly.
I mean, I know he got jailed for breaking in. We all got jailed trying to bring back Baru.
Maybe it has only been 2 times.
And
Maybe
then
I
he
am.
got jailed by the Dwarven people, but I think it's only 2
Okay,
times.
I think this
2
is
times.
the work of Thoth spreading misinformation about Gul'ran.
2 times then, sorry.
Yes, I mean, but granted, we were all jailed that one time because that, whatever it was.
You shouldn't be jailed at all. You're a knight.
I agree, but tell that to the... What were they again?
I
Paladins,
certainly
or-
will. I will have quite a bit to talk
God.
about.
Oh no, please don't. Oh, please don't.
I will take this to the Duke if I need to.
Oh my god, Dad. Why? Why are you like this?
You're not supposed to jail knights. You are a fine and upstanding woman who has done quite a bit for this city, and they will respect that.
This is all true, but you have... Look, If I was that dude, I probably would have done the same thing. We had like 4 conflicting stories. Who's he to know who to trust?
He should trust his advisors beneath him who speak the truth. He should trust you, Elizabeth.
Apparently there are other knights doing shady shit and using their power for bad, so how does he know who's the good one and who's the bad one?
You haven't blazoned upon you, or you carry with you the symbol of Anher. Do you not? Have you stopped carrying it? That should be enough for him, to know you are devoted to the most important thing of this country. The laws that bind it together, that keep us together, that keep society flowing.
I agree on that, Dad. I just don't think we need to go make a fuss over this. It is what it is. I
Fine.
got out of jail.
I will not take this to the Duke. I will back off. But I can't. I do want to bring it up to someone. It seems wrong. They need to reevaluate their actions. I'll see what I can do.
Okay. I give. But yeah, I'll hang out as long as I feel like is
You can endure it.
yeah, and until I feel like okay, this has been like the minimum acceptable time, like be like okay, well I have other important things to attend to in the short few days I have until I get back to work.
We so rarely get to see you anymore.
I'll try to stop by more often when I can between jobs.
Please do. We just want to make sure you're okay. And you can always send a letter sometimes.
You know my letters. They'll say, I'm fine. How are you? Elizabeth.
Any letter is still a nice thing to remind us that you're still okay.
Okay, Dad, I'll send you some letters.
Thank you.
You could always have Brianna ghostwrite for you.
This elaborately written letter comes back to them, and they're like, "Who?
They're like, what? Who is our daughter? What in the world happened?" Elizabeth's letters would be like, "Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. I'm doing well. I'm at the Capitol. Elizabeth."
Dear Mom and Dad, I had a wonderful breakfast of poached eggs and a little bit of basil and just like this long, like 5-page long letter on everything that's happened.
You're like, Brianna, that's too much detail. Stop. Delete it. Erase that. Get rid of that part. It is too much.
Dear...
Go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say, Dear Mom and Dad, what does climb the mountain mean?
So Elizabeth can then head over to find to Maha's home. She is surprised, but also happy to see you, and will offer you to and invite you to come in. Are you doing okay? Is everything all right? What seems to be wrong?
Nothing's, I mean, the usual work things, watching a city burn, you know.
Yes, that has turned into quite a fiasco, and people are not happy. Work has been just as hard on my end. I've been inundated with people being concerned or making claims to things that are just simply not true.
Are they accepting you more as I don't remember what the position was called.
It goes back and forth constantly. At times I am given decision-making authority, but in those times I feel like it's really just people hoping that I will make a mistake, that I will slip up, and this will be the rope I need to hang myself. And in other cases, it seems like other people are making the decisions for me, because they worry that perhaps the rope they're giving me I might use to hang them
Well, we'll do what we strong women always do and prove them all wrong.
It's the plan. They haven't found a quote-unquote suitable replacement yet, and I don't think they're going to anytime soon. Though there are a few vying for such a position, but many of them are simply trying to buy their way there. And a few of them have actually gotten themselves jailed for their attempts, so...
Good for them.
Yes, well, we need less of that.
Yeah. Well, you got this. I know you do. You'll show them all.
I hope so. Hopefully this city doesn't show me first.
Nah.
Do you have time? Would you like to stay for dinner and some relaxing?
Yeah, I have about 3 days off before we go back to work, so...
Well, you're welcome to come by anytime.
All right.
All right, you can have a lovely evening with the two of them. And Antaeus, what are you doing during your downtime?
I suppose I have to go buy this headband that I need.
Okay.
So, yeah, I suppose I'm gonna go look for a place that has that, and I need some scrolls too, so that I can copy those into my spell book or my book, my alchemist, the equivalent of a spell book.
Mhm.
I forget the name of it offhand. So I suppose I'm gonna be looking for that.
All right, so what is this headband you're looking for?
The headband of alluring charisma, if you're asking out of character.
I am, in fact, asking out of character and in character. And why alluring charisma?
Actually, I was going to ask you about that, because I guess based on the thing of it, I guess I would know about it as it being a trait, but I'm not sure if that's something that would just like manifest, or if I don't have the correct like high enough charisma, if I'd still know about it at all. You know what I mean? Or
So,
because ultimately I wouldn't go around asking for it if I wouldn't know that that's a thing that I would need.
What was the name of it again?
It's the Dream Speaker.
Take a look at something here. He's a good girl. Good girl. Yeah, so this is probably a thing of feeling like... So bear in mind that charisma is kind of includes a sense of self-understanding and a sense of self-confidence. So you could perhaps feel like there's just something in you that you're not quite able to, like, that you don't feel comfortable about internally. And it does seem like Antaeus' solution is probably to use magic to try to fill that void instead of trying to work on it like in some other way.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like his go-to thing is like, well, magic will solve everything.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can head out. You can head out to a few different places. But what you'll find is you're looking for just a +2, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What you're going to find is that this is a hard item to come by under normal circumstances. You will probably have to have somebody fabricate this for you. As it's not readily available in town. This isn't something that a lot of people in the city are looking for. Per se, this is something that more gets made on demand because people have the time for it.
Yeah, especially with it being as costly as it is.
Yes. You can also, you wanted to have them make scrolls for you as well?
Yes, I actually had a a list of some scrolls that I was in search of.
Okay.
I can just shoot that over to you, or I can throw it in the chat. Either
Just
way.
throw it in the chat. That way other
Okay.
people can see it.
Believe this is. Make sure. Actually, I think I have one of those. Oh yeah, I already have Minor Dream. I took that when I leveled up. So everything aside from that. And I believe I have those prices right on the cost of the scrolls.
Can you total those up for me real quick?
Yeah, let's see. 300, 600, 950.
Okay. So yeah. So you can...
Oh, sorry. I did the math wrong on that. I added the one 300, 600, 750, 800. Sorry, I added the Minor Dream in there, not realizing that I had that. I forgot to take that off before I posted it.
You can use one of your writs to pay for the 5,000 GP writ to pay for all of that together.
Okay, perfect. And
actually, no. There is a thinking about this. Because you can't use it on consumables.
Well, I guess I'd be able to copy them out of somebody else's book, yes?
Yeah, I'm thinking on this.
Because if I would be able to pay for the services to be able to copy them from someone, I wouldn't necessarily need the scrolls. Now, I don't know if services like that are something that I would be able to use. I mean, I guess there's nothing that could...
Let me look at Antaeus' skills.
Because I wouldn't be able to redeem anything off of that either.
Yeah, can I get Antaeus to give me an appraise?
Certainly.
Okay, so I think here what you kind of do is you do that thing where you infer, like, listen, I know that, like, these kinds of things you can't quite give away, you know, but at the same time, here's somebody giving you 4,000 gold, wanting an item that probably costs in the realm of 4,000 gold, is what you said. And all I'm asking for is just a handful of spells that you could just scribe down and hand over to me as like a bonus for the remainder of this writ.
Yeah, I'd be willing to overpay for the I almost said the sword. Yeah, I'd be basically overpaying for the item and then getting things as a bonus for it.
And he'll willingly oblige that that exchange.
Now, this other money I have, I am not sure what I'm going to be spending that on. I've been looking for a while to try to figure out what to spend on that. And
in the meantime, I believe you have a secondary quest that you were supposed to be taking care of.
Some, drug stuff.
Yeah.
Some experimental drug stuff.
Yeah.
That you gotta do with Gulron, buddy. Also, real fast, I did have a list of just a few short items that I had picked up that no one had wanted, that I was planning on selling when I had the capability to.
Okay.
Basically some gems, some oils, a few potions, a few scrolls. So I would try to sell those, and however much I can get for them, then split with the rest of the group.
Okay, gems you can get full value. Everything else you can get about 50% value, unless you can give me a reason you think it might be more likely to sell for more. Or unless it's mundane. Mundane items, you can get 10% of their value.
I mean, they're like just oils of like Arcane Mark, Potion of Jump and Vanish, Scroll of Hydraulic Push, and Scroll of Shield, so...
Yeah, so you can get 50% of their value.
Okay, so 50% of those and full price for the gems.
Okay.
Yeah, the rest of it I'm not sure quite yet as to what I want to spend on that.
Okay.
But I'll try to find something before the end of the evening. And I do Why am I struggling so hard? With oh yeah, the stuff before we left. For struggling with remembering, and
You had a hunk of something
Yes.
given to you, and then you were supposed to take some pieces of it and turn it
that
into
yes, I do
something.
need to do.
Yeah, it's like the
Research on that.
like the little bit of sample that we had of the light shit that you're gonna make like drugs out of or whatever.
Yes, I need to. I'm assuming I still have research left to do on that, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you've got you did some of the research one day, but you've got more that you can do with the final like steps.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to wouldn't want to go into it without having done as much research as I feel would be necessary. The most research to where I wouldn't be able to gather any more information about it. Because I want to make sure that I'm 100% or as close to it as I can be when I'm doing when I'm making these.
Yeah. So give me an alchemy check.
Alrighty then.
Ugh.
I'm the best. Duh. That's why it's taking me so long. Because I'm fucking stupid.
So yeah, you end up accidentally wasting a full dose of what you could have made. Like you're putting some things together, you're testing some things, and then all of a sudden, like, you knock over a burner, and like you just manage to like quickly catch it, but by then like part of this is like caught fire, and you're quickly trying to put it out. And by the time you get the fire out, there is a lot less of this than you had before.
There aren't any side effects from it burning though, like that I know of, right? Of it like burning and
You don't know?
kind of noxious. I'm gonna need to figure that out. I'm gonna try to clear out the air before I do anything else.
Yeah, you start fanning the air to make sure everything gets out of the room, and so that you're not poisoning yourself potentially or poisoning others potentially.
Exactly.
Um,
And then if I'm starting to feel tired and I like in a place or a safe place that I feel like I could like try to rest for the night, I'll try to rest
yeah,
earlier
go ahead
than I
and
normally would.
go ahead and give me another will save.
Awesome. You ready to see some red numbers again? Oh.
No, you don't. You do not rest well. You
Man.
can get some sleep throughout the day, but you're basically going to lose the rest of the day to just trying to get some rest. You will eventually get some rest, but it's one of those things like you keep heading back to the couch, laying down, not being able to sleep, getting up a little, pacing, trying to lay back down again. Eventually you get some sleep here and there, but it's in segments.
Ugh. Fair enough.
Brianna, after your chat, your tired chat about how painful things are, is there anything that you want to specifically express that you talked to the...
Yeah, so Brianna, she talks about how that when she closes her eyes, she can still see the fire. We were close enough we could have heard the screams, right?
Barely. There would have been like the faint sounds of something screaming in the distance.
So she might have heard that, and with her imagination just kind of amplified it a little bit in her mind too, like just talking about that, there was screaming, and she was just, she'll kind of maybe break down crying a little bit in therapy, just be like, she is horrified to see a city just utterly destroyed like that. Like, she's never seen destruction on that scale, and I think that in talking about that, she would also be talking a little bit about losing Baru, and how that she's... Well, quick question, so therapy, is it confidential, like she can share with them like details of her mission, not like...
So yes, the list that you're given are people who are approved by the ministry to talk to about your issues.
Okay.
These are people that are not allowed to, under penalty of law, share this information.
Okay, so that was the only thing I was gonna say was, yeah, she would be basically just talking about how she never really got closure with Baru, and then it kind of branches out. She starts with the tragedy and then just kind of breaks down and starts just unloading a lot of what has happened since working at the ministry. She might even share some of the songs that she wrote, just like she's like, this isn't I don't think I'm ever going to perform this, but these are my feelings, kind of thing.
Brianna, I know these times for you can be rather tough. You've been through a lot lately. It is hard work, and it is never easy for a person to lose one person, let alone know that they directly, indirectly, or something even in close proximity to either of those things, been a part of the end of the lives of others. These are things I don't think that you'll ever necessarily forget. I don't think these are going to disappear mysteriously from your mind one day. And I don't think that would help. It is okay to grieve over the lives that you know have been lost, and to try to find the ability within yourself to accept that you could only do what you could do and what was safe for yourself. Not everyone can just simply give themselves up and expect that it will be the right decision. You have to decide the right decisions for you. And that is often more important than the right decisions for it. That is often the better decision than making the decision that could have just senselessly caused the loss of your life. And maybe more won't come, more would definitely not come from you being taken from this world. Don't assume that you've made the wrong decision just because others got hurt. Life is about hurting sometimes.
Is there any way that you know of, any kind of technique to help me sleep? I'm so tired, and yet every time I try to sleep, it's like my mind just turns these things over and over again.
It may take some time. Everybody has their own mechanism for dealing with these things. Well, I don't think that wallowing in it is necessarily going to help you escape from it. I definitely don't think that trying to run away from your feelings will get you anywhere either. Perhaps if you sit and embrace the reality of what was, and try not to distract yourself. I know that you may feel like by the music you're expressing what's happening, but you're not really expressing anything if it stays inside you. It must come out. It wants to come out. But it can't do that if you try to hold it in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah, that would probably be what she would, be concerned with. She might think about, after having that experience, possibly seeing them again later, and check in again later with that.
Okay.
I think it would be a pretty positive experience. She would feel good having gotten a lot of that off of her chest.
Mm-hmm.
So. And as far as anything else that she's wanting to do, she definitely would probably want to try and work in some performances on her time off. And she was also wanting to use her writ to possibly get the bracers of the glib entertainer.
Okay. Let's take a look.
Actually, never mind. It's a little too expensive. and I don't think I have enough gold.
Well, there's still always the possibility of discussing with people.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so she might decide to discuss that with the party.
Oh, no, I don't mean with the party. I mean,
Oh.
there's always room to talk somebody down.
Oh, yeah,
Especially if you have the right talents for it.
okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's always room to go down in price.
So you can head over to, your friend that makes stuff.
Yeah.
Who is named... Why is that note not one I carried over?
Let's see.
You beat me to it, that's great.
Wasn't it like Gwendolyn something?
Yeah, it was. It was
Laurette Gwendolyn.
Yeah,
Laurette
Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn. Yes.
I had the last name from memory.
Yes.
So yeah, you can meet her.
All right.
Oh, there it is. The most fantastic dancer I've seen in some time.
Oh, it's good to see you again.
It is good to see you as well. How has your journeys been?
Oh, they have been very action-packed. A lot more action-packed than I thought. We got chased by a giant bird.
What?
Yeah.
How big is giant?
It ate an ogre.
It ate an ogre.
Yes.
Dear lords.
Yes. It was very scary. It was chasing us, and my dwarven cleric friend was driving, and we were like going through these like curves in the mountains. It was very exciting.
That sounds incredible. And you're
Yeah.
here living to tell the tale.
I am.
Well, then I suppose whatever you're here for must be quite fantastic.
Well, indeed. I actually happened to get this writ, and she'll show her the writ, and she says, I kind of was hoping to maybe get, I don't know, I've heard of some bracers that can help with when you're performing.
Yes. I think I know something along the lines of what you're talking about. And she'll look around for a moment, and she picks up a small book, and she opens it up and flips through a couple of pages. And she'll stop on a few things. Now, one of the things that she'll stop on will be exactly what you said a moment ago. But she will flip a few other pages, and she'll say, now, well, she'll first start with the first part. Now, these are a bit prescriptive, you might say. These are the kinds of things that I probably have one of these laying around somewhere if I did some digging for it. But, well, what I sometimes find is people are less interested in one of the two parts of it. Maybe somebody wants just the greater ability to tell a falsehood or expand upon a story. But they're not necessarily always interested in both. And so she flips a few pages back. I have a few somewhat separate items. Now, what I have found is that from the performance side, it all depends on how you're performing. Let's say, for example, that you're wearing these bracers. You're wearing bracers, and she like runs across a pair of bracers she has herself. These do nothing for you if you're dancing or singing. They're not on your mouth. They won't really help you as far as that's concerned. But if you are playing an instrument, these will sort of maneuver your hands in the right mechanism if they have the right magic on them. And that is substantially easier to attain in terms of price and in terms of effectiveness than it would be to have to purchase the more prescriptive option, and maybe you could narrow down what it is you're looking for. So What are you just looking to enhance your performance, or your ability to perform on stage or out in the wilds, or do you also need the added effect of being able to lie on command?
Let me check my character sheet real fast. It would be helpful to be a little bit more effective as a liar. But I mean, a lot of times I find that when I sing, then people tend to believe what I sing better than whenever I'm just straight up telling a story. But perhaps something that could help. I've been learning the keyboard. Actually, what's it called? Accordion. I've been learning to play the accordion, and something that might help my fingers play that a little bit better might be preferable. I'm pretty confident in my singing. Something like that might be actually very nice.
Do you ever find that the accordion is quite difficult, though? It is such a large instrument.
Well, it is large, but it has, I don't know, I enjoy the cheerful tunes I can play with it. When it's done right, it really can cheer people up, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. I suppose I can understand that.
However, the innkeepers don't think it's so good right now.
I would assume. I'm not a fan of it myself, personally. It just doesn't have that energy, you know? But I have something that maybe I could suggest to you that somebody else had me work on as an idea, and perhaps it will, after what I saw of you the other night, perhaps it will be of greater interest, per se.
Okay.
Per se. Or perhaps. Let me do a quick bit of math. Oops. It's the right way. Well, so here is the way I see it. If you want something that will be as effective as the bracers I demonstrated, it is much cheaper to get them in a much more specific package. And if really what you want to do is enhance your ability to play something, what is really best is to take that thing and make it better at doing the playing for you.
Oh.
So I could take that and enhance it. Or, if you wanted to go a little more interesting, I could fabricate something for you that you could play a melody on, and with a gesture, the melody could keep going, and then you could apply another melody, and with a gesture have that keep going. Now, bear in mind, if you're like me, that doesn't mean that that doesn't give you the ability to have what powers you have inside of you be maintained without your skills. But it does provide a much more interesting musical sound. And perhaps down the road, if you can find some level of mastery, maybe you could one day use it to create a much more magnificent performance.
That sounds very interesting. I think I would like to go with that.
Okay. This, let me look at the prices of something real quick. I believe this works the way I remember it working. Yeah, so this will, jump back here. Too many tabs open again. So then this, and then the other part of this is this times, oops, that's all over the place. Give me a little while to think on the exact price. There are a number of ways that I could put this together, but I want to make sure that I'm doing so in a way that would feel proper to you in terms of a value. This is a bit of a pet project of mine. It's much easier. It's much easier if I can do some samples for you and then bring the final product to its intended recipient. So perhaps I might be able to work out an abbreviation of cost in exchange for you sort of testing this for me.
Oh, absolutely. That would be wonderful. I trust you completely.
Thank you. So yeah, in a couple of days, she will tell you that, not even in a couple of days, probably within the day, she'll let you know that she estimates this out to be, this would be able to give you a +5 to your perform check. And this would allow you to mimic up to 4 different sounds at the same time. This would replace your writ, but there are potential unlocks for this for some of your other abilities. It will play to some degree without you needing to play it, but that is not something that, like, as your innate ability, you're going to be able to make, like, be a function of your bardic music directly. But over time, we can discuss, like, some of the unlocks that will come along with this. But it can actually continue to play music for an indefinite amount of time after you stop playing with this.
Right.
So if you want to do that, then yeah, that is an option.
That sounds like pretty much what I was wanting.
Okay.
The other 4, so.
Yep. So yeah, this will be, I need to come up with a good name for this, because originally this was called a songboard. This is actually what she's working on for somebody else, is a product that it's sort of like, it works very similar to a DJ table. So it basically is ghost sound that is permanent, and you can stack different sounds on it, and then it creates like a whole mixing thing. And then you can, because they're similar, you imbue upon it the ability to also provide a perform check, because you're doing a lot of like miscellaneous mixing.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what we could do, what can be done in terms of scaling. So you can maybe help me, even out of game, sort of beta test this concept for an item.
Sounds good.
Cool. So Gul'ran, do you have any speeches ready to give?
Always.
All right. So after a couple of days, Moirin will have your boots for you. And he will have assembled quite a congregation.
Before I head to the church, can I attempt to, I don't know, where find the party to see if they want to attend?
Sure.
I don't know if this is while they're doing their own thing though, but
you could probably manage to track them down. You know some of the places they go to a bit regularly. You know where they're all staying.
It's funny, I left one in the fridge.
When you do track us down, I will hand everyone in the party 32 gold and 5 silver, and let you know that I sold off some of the miscellaneous items we had, and here's your share.
Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. That will help me make rent.
How much silver?
5.
5.
Yep.
Okay. Are we all in like the same place somehow, or? Okay. Well, essentially, when I meet up with each of you, I'll just say, I plan on delivering a sermon to the masses at the temple today. If you'd like to join.
Brianna will kind of smile and she'll be like, "Sure, I'll support you, Goron."
I didn't mean to be harsh with you, Brianna, the other day. I think we were all heated from the loss of life, and the moment got to me.
Brianna will nod, just say, "Well, I was not in the best frame of mind, so I'm sorry if I offended you in any way."
Yes, it is quite offensive. I fear that I don't understand. I don't understand these things you do, but it scares me. I'll learn to accept it.
Thank you.
And Teus, will you join me?
Sure. I have some time before the next.
There'll be no dealing of your narcotics at this function.
No, of course not.
Good.
How about my stimulants?
I was gonna say, Goron, do you want one of these sweets that he made for me? It might help you deliver your sermon.
Not if they will impede my faculties of mind, no.
Yeah, I'll come along.
Excellent. Perhaps any of you who do not have or give praise to a deity will consider Shashat after this.
Our honor.
I said those of you who do not have a deity.
I was
I appreciate
for
Shashat.
honor.
Honor is a valuable god, but don't steal my thunder, Elizabeth. Give your own sermons.
My sermons are my mighty prowess. I don't need these silly words of yours.
We'll see after today. You don't need my spell list, right? It's essentially I'm just using enthrall and then like helpful spells for the crowd or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, when we get there, I will greet Morin, and I will ask him if it is acceptable if before I speak, I go around the crowd and offer just like calming spells, so calm emotions, blesses, and healing or anything of that if anyone's ill or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, he's fine with that.
So yeah, if there is anyone who like I imagine like everyone's like kind of like funneling into the area, and as they come in, I guess I'd be at like the entrance, and I would just say like, "Shashat be with you. Does anything ail you? Do you anything like that?" And if anyone specifically says like some sort of specific affliction, and if I can do anything about it, I would do something about it.
Okay. Yeah, you can manage to go through and you can help a lot of people with some of the things that are bothering them. Some useful, some not necessarily so much so. And yeah, the crowd is genuinely interested now. It's exceptionally about what you want to say.
All right, so I assume the same place I went to last time. Like I assume it's like a podium of some sort.
Yep.
I clear my throat. Sorry, just to be clear, this is a temple of Shashat, right?
That is correct.
Right. Okay.
This is a temple of Shashat.
Yes. Okay. Gulran will cast Enthrall, and I will attempt to talk for a full round. It troubles me to hear that the weak-willed have given up hope and have turned away from their protector and mother Shashat. Thoth offers nothing but deceit and destruction in these trying times. It is more important than ever for truth and sharing of knowledge to take precedent over ignorance, as this could be the downfall of your spirits and your minds. All gods are to be respected and revered, of course. However, respect goes both ways. We should honor our commitments to our gods and not abandon them when the wind changes. Before switching your faith, You should consider all that Shashat has offered you, and how she has kept you safe to this very moment. Do not easily forget the infamous Second God War, where Shashat was known for her wrath and ability to liberate and free those in need, for her protection and love. I know these times are troubling with things we don't understand. The government burning things in the streets. It is confusing. But I'm here to reassure you that Shashat will keep us safe, and that knowledge will be imparted amongst all of you who seek it, and that Thoth offers nothing but ignorance and misery in these times. We should not change our gods like the seasons change, but instead hold fast in our beliefs. And with that, we should give thanks to Shashat for this day. And I'll end with casting a prayer, an actual spell prayer.
All right. People reminisce about your sermon for a bit. A lot of them are very nervous because it sounds like there's some kind of Thoth insurgency happening. They start whispering amongst each other, worried about like how Thoth may be trying to produce some sort of misinformation and guide people away from the facts. But your sermon is overall taken very well. But you will have to wait to see what the results of that are.
Do the party have to make will saves against it?
I guess technically yes, right? Because it's any number of creatures who are listening with a wisdom score of...
If Antaeus or Brianna fail the will save, they fall asleep in church. Oh gosh.
Well, you guys pass except for...
No, I feel like if you fail the will save, you're enthralled. If we pass, we're falling asleep. Or like, I'm like, yeah, on her is still better.
Brianna will come up to Goron after the sermon and say, well, that was good, Goron, but what you really need is you need to get someone playing the organ that they can like play dramatically during your pauses.
Haven't considered that before. Maybe it would be a good thing. But otherwise, how was it? Did you guys enjoy my speech?
Sure. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I want to sense motive if she's lying to me.
Yeah, maybe.
I will say that Brianna does not have a deity that she serves, so she's just like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't really do the church thing, but yeah, it's pretty good.
A shot provokes liberation and all that. I'm sure that somehow falls under what you like to do, no?
Stop being that pushy god guy, Goron.
I'm not pushing anything. I'm just merely offering suggestions.
Interesting.
Same with you, Elizabeth. What has Honor done for you lately?
Giving me the power to do plenty of things.
We all push the things that we're passionate about, yes.
All right, so I'll sign you up for new followers of Shashat, or?
Ooh, I think it would be unfair for me to devote myself exclusively to Shashat, as most of the gods offer some sort of benefit to people as a whole. I believe that would be some kind of bias, and it would be unfair for me to show bias towards her.
That's a fair statement. If you mean it. Respecting
I'm
all
still
gods
finding
is
myself spiritually, but you can always speak to me of Shashat.
I do mean it. I do believe in that.
Well, that's good, Antaeus. I didn't know you felt that way.
I don't actively worship any of them, but they are beneficial, and I mean, Yeah, they all serve their purpose. Well, most of them all serve their purposes.
The more you talk, the more it gets worse. I wish you would have left it at the first one. But I appreciate you all coming to this. It is very important to me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Of course, yes.
I don't recall if there was a donation bin or not, but I'll hand 30 gold to Morin.
Okay. He will thank you for the donation, and he will promise to put this to good use.
Specifically, if I may request, if it goes to any orphan costs, any new people found.
Oh, we're donating to orphans now?
Well, specifically because Gluron was an orphan. This is not related to
Oh.
Aravos'.
I know. I had a split second thought of being like, what is this fourth wall between campaign stuff? And then I remembered, oh yeah, Glory.
Just wait till in John's game he has like an orphanage is what we all start in.
Oh my god.
And it's like, John, is there something you want to tell us about your family?
Oh, if we're donating to needy children. I'm not actually going to suggest that.
Here you go, kiddies. Happy Halloween. It's a trick and a treat.
I got these apples you'll want to eat.
They'll help you get a good night's
Yikes.
rest.
Big yikes.
Perhaps, well, Elizabeth, you are the leader. Do you think there's anything we should do in the rest of our time off, or should we just meet back up when we're ready to?
You can do whatever you want in your time off. That's why it's time off. I'm not going to tell you as a leader what to do in your time off.
You guys should all come with me to the club. There's this like really cool dance club. It was awesome.
No thanks. I don't do much dancing.
People go dancing?
Yeah, it's really fun.
But why?
Well, you know how you like swinging that sword and getting all sweaty? Well, I do the same thing just without the sword.
Do you get to stab people?
No, usually you shouldn't touch people when you're dancing unless they specifically ask you to.
That was supposed to be me attempting to dance. If that's a thing I can do.
I understand this dancing.
It helps with your evasion. You know, you're dancing, you're not like running into other people.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to going. That seems like a place that I could learn some things about.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
All right, we'll meet back with Ninoslav and the remaining time. I'll ask Morin if there's any disrepair among the temple, and I'll use make whole.
No, there's no damage to the temple. So
Okay.
the temple's in fine shape. Nothing has gotten like further than where you guys saw when you first entered into town.
Okay.
And people are doing okay otherwise.
I had a thought that perhaps the way that book helps us cure the blight is the dragon will come and try to burn the town, and it'll just burn all the blight away.
Death to all.
So
I mean, you could be right.
So I'm assuming Antaeus is probably checking in every day for this book, right?
At least.
Yeah.
At least every day. In fact, if there's any way for him to find out information about the people that work regularly with him, he wants to make sure that they're on the up and up.
And what kind of charisma-based skills does Antaeus have?
Oh, he has. Oh wait, I guess it would be diplomacy.
Yeah, that's not really enough to get any info on anybody.
What if I give him one of these?
Nope. Somebody's asking why you're trying to feel him up.
Oh, that's not how that skill works. Well, that's unfortunate. Although before he does go with Brianna to the club, he's got to make sure to get his notepad and stuff.
After a couple of days, you will actually get probably right after Gulran's sermon, you will probably find that they will release the book to you with a bit of an explanation. The book has some very confusing magic attached to it. I'm sorry, I should perhaps introduce myself. I am a person who is yet unnamed because I thought of everything regarding this except for naming this person.
Coming up with names on the fly is what you do best.
Actually, it's what the Behind the Name site does best.
Hell yeah, it is. I love that site so much. Oh, that's also, by the way, for me to see if I know anything about this person when they introduce themselves.
Okay.
It's a little preemptive, but...
I am Anton Jonas. And I work very, very carefully with items of this magnitude. And normally, I would not spend my time discussing it with somebody, and I mean this in the least offensive way you must understand. Normally, I would not be discussing this with somebody of your status within the ministry.
I'm assuming we're in the ministry building when we're having this conversation.
Yes, you are in a...
Okay.
He actually... So when you come in and you're asking about it, like, Ninoslav will literally bring you to a room very deep within the basement levels of the ministry building. And in there, you'll, like, kind of be sealed away in this, like, this silver... There are, like, lines of silver that run all throughout this room. And the walls are very thick and somewhat dimly metallic. There are several pieces of, like, arcane machinery all throughout this room as you enter. Various devices that do almost incomprehensible things. And he'll, like, continue. I have done a lot of tests, a substantial number of tests on this book. Tests which should by now have given me the ability to open this book. But I have come what I think may have been close to destroying it, and that is when I felt I should stop. I am aware of some of the properties of this book. 1. Every page stores something in it. At least that's what it seems to be. I get a very strong reading of... Are you familiar with the spell Secret Page?
That's a very good question. Probably, but I'm assuming that since I don't have... Oh, wow.
Nice.
I'm very familiar with that spell for some reason.
So, yeah, you are intimately familiar with this. Normally, Secret Page is designed to make a page look like something different. However, he will continue. It is... I have to assume that since it is also combined with... one sec. It is also combined with a spell which we refer to as Shrink Object. Which I'm presuming you can easily infer what that one does.
Yes, indeed.
I believe it may be making what Ninoslav had referenced you saying, that it looks like a picture book. That would make sense. The book is sort of changing the shape of the object, shrinking it down below its size, and producing something on the page that may look like just a pictorial representation. And you likely can't really interact with it unless you find the secret method to do so. secret pages often require some sort of interaction in order to identify how you would access what is secretly hidden underneath. Perhaps it's a word, perhaps it's a physical action, perhaps it is something else. But also, this book has a surprising amount of necromancy coming off of it. For a book chock full of transmutation, the outer layers of it are necromancy and abjurative. Necromancy at a level I cannot comprehend, and the abjuration seems like it would protect it from most elements. This book certainly does not wish to be destroyed by any means. I would even venture to say that I could throw this book into a sphere of annihilation, and it would likely destroy the sphere of annihilation. But I cannot be certain of that. People have spoken a lot for a long time of the Sword of Creation in many stories, but that was... nothing can have magic similar to that, but it does, between the layers of the necromancy looks very similar to what I would see in Resurrection, but very much so beyond Resurrection. And the abjurative effects are intense. Even still, I worry. I put this under a lot of energy, a lot of powerful devices here, and I could not bend it. But I dare not test where it breaks. If you can open it, perhaps you can solve the mystery of it. So I will entrust it to you. But anything that you find inside, that you can figure out how to access, it is of grave importance that you return it here, so that perhaps we can understand what its contents are. Could you by chance open the book and demonstrate to me?
Demonstrate what? Opening the book?
Yes.
I suppose so. I'll just open the book.
Yeah, you can.
I won't open it all the way, but I'll show him me opening the class and then kind of closing it back up.
No, I would like to see what it looks like on the inside.
Fair enough. Every page that I saw in there had something on it, right? Even
Not every page. Not every page had something on it.
Okay. I guess what I'll do is, I guess I'll open the book, but open it towards me, and see if I can find a page with nothing on it.
Okay.
Before I open it up and see if...
Give me a sleight of hand.
Okay. Wait a minute, what? I guess that's something that I...
Okay, you don't quite manage to get it. You do flip past a couple of pages, and he just looks on in kind of amazement. Can I try one thing, please?
What do you intend to try?
Come with me. Come here. Come, bring the book over here. Come here.
Okay.
And he'll bring you over to this large device. Can you set the book right here, open, to a page with something on it?
What does this device do?
It allows me to see things more clearly. You are welcome to look with me.
All right, then. I'll open it up to... I guess... I mean, nothing stands out to me specifically. I'm assuming they all just look like items on pages, right? Mm-hmm. I guess I'll look for something that looks maybe more mundane, something that looks like it might be easier to understand than something else in there. Okay. If I find anything.
There is a pencil.
All right, I will open up to that page, I suppose.
Okay. You flip it open, and he will walk you around to a different part of the machine. It has sort of like this kind of viewing globe built into it, and he'll like have you look inside. And as you do so, you can see you can actually see like the pencil free floating outside of the book. And he will like move his hand around the globe, and it will like rotate and manipulate the pencil as if the pencil were outside of the book. You can see it in all 3 of its dimensions.
Interesting.
Fascinating. So it does
Mind if
respond. Yes, go ahead.
I'll kind of try to manipulate it.
Yeah, you can move it every which way.
That is fascinating.
It means that there really are objects stored within each picture. This can see what is there. I cannot... If this were a regular secret page, I could perhaps cast... What if I try to cast and identify upon it? I have another machine I use for that. Oh, I don't have spells prepared. Oh, I've gotten so used to these machines. Can you bring this back tomorrow?
I suppose I should be able to. We still have time left on our, we still have a few days left, right?
Yeah.
I suppose I should be able to. Is there a specific time?
No, I will, whatever is going on, it will not be of importance. Whenever you have time, come back here. And I want to see what will happen.
Is it safe?
I assume so.
Okay. I suppose I will come back as early in the day, I suppose.
Before you go. Do you have a extra-dimensional backpack?
It's actually funny that you mentioned that. I do not at the moment.
Hold on. Here. He picks up something and he writes some stuff down. This is an acquisition form. Go specifically to the following area, and he'll like circle on a small like building map where you should go. Make sure they give you the one lined with silver. It must have silver lining. Do not accept anything else. If it does not have silver lining, send it back. Get a silver lined one.
Is there a specific reason?
Yes, there is.
And that reason is... Are you not sharing this with information?
You need to make sure no one knows you're carrying this. Silver will help bind the extra-dimensional space specifically to this object and make it much harder for something to reach through the extra-dimensional space and find this book.
I was trying to figure out if that was something that I would know or not.
This would be a knowledge arcana.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, if you'd like, I could re-roll it, or...
Go ahead and re-roll it.
Okay. I was going to say, or that'd be an extra 12 added on to that, but...
Nope, we're going to make you re-roll it.
Perfect.
Oh, shit! Okay, so this is what you thought to be a rumor, but this is now a confirmed rumor. He is saying that it is possible to do extra-dimensional jacking. Extra-dimensional jacking is essentially the ability to reach into one extra-dimensional space and pull something out of other extra-dimensional spaces. But he is confirming that silver can potentially block extra-dimensional jacking. Not to be confused with a different kind of extra-dimensional jacking, which is when you reach into one extra-dimensional space and you do something on the other side of an extra-dimensional space to somebody else. Yes, just like that.
That's where all my crits go. Got it.
You got this 36 on this one, and this is a very useful thing to know.
Yeah. That is very interesting and confirms a few things that I was uncertain about up until this point.
Well, we've been worried about it for some time, but I probably shouldn't have slipped with that one, but please don't tell everybody out there. It will make people panicked. They have to know specifically what it is that you have, But if anybody were to have seen you bring that book into town, if anybody substantial would have seen it, known about it, or learned anything of it, or if anybody learns anything about this, we can't have them being able to steal it. It is important that it be in the most secure container that we can have. And it's important that when you bring it out, you make sure of your surroundings well. I would ask that if you're going to try to interact with this book, you bring it back here, or find an equally secure place to do so.
Something tells me that there are not many equally secure places in the city, but
I do have my worries, but it is best if you can minimize the number of eyes that are on it. So far, we don't believe anyone of any substantiality knows about this book, but if anybody is looking for it, they may be much easier for them to find us, especially if the rumor is correct and it was guarded by a beast originally.
is there anybody specific that would be looking for this?
No one that I could think of right now. No one should know it exists. But I'm always concerned if you're just carrying it around. Some people will occasionally wander about with detect magic looking for a rather valuable target. And let's just say this would make you the heist of a lifetime.
Yes, and I believe we just passed that season, but still, it's better safe than sorry than to allow somebody to do that.
Well, it's not optimal time for stealing. There is always time for stealing.
Yes, especially if you have the right buyer.
Exactly.
I do appreciate your candor with this information. It is very valuable.
It is important to me that when you have something like this, you work with whatever resources you have that can help you identify it. There are much, much bigger problems here at hand than simply letting greed or like my own selfish intentions get in the way of doing better for everyone.
Yes, I agree. Thank you. Should I retrieve this bag before I come back, or should I take this?
Good idea. Yes. Go retrieve the bag now, and then we can put the bag in here before you leave.
Yes, I will go do that immediately.
Okay. So
actually, he just hands me a writ with them.
He gives you an acquisition form.
Okay, and I guess it probably would be a knowledge law, but to find out exactly who retains ownership of this.
It is the backpack is property of the ministry.
Interesting.
It's basically literally the ministry signing you out a backpack from their inventory.
Okay. I guess would I know? Does that just? So anything I put in there would still be mine, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I just want to make sure if I put the book in here, it doesn't somehow become their property.
No.
All right. I suppose I'll go grab this from him, from that guy. Cat?
No, there's like a weird dusty smell.
Ah.
I don't know quite where it's coming from.
Also, I suppose while I'm there, I'll ask or I'll inquire about purchasing one of those bags as well.
They don't sell these bags. These bags can only be checked out. And only under very specific circumstances from very specific people. But
Understood.
they will hand you the bag.
And I'll immediately head back and proceed to put it in there once I get back in there.
All right, excellent.
And then, what time of day is it?
It would be probably a little around midday.
Okay.
Does anybody have anything else specifically that they want to do during? I guess you want to do more of this with him. Who else?
So,
Some stuff.
Brianna wants to go to the dance club, but she wants to show up at Elizabeth's wherever she's staying if she knows where that is, and be like, "You have got to come out with me." Like, try and convince her to go.
Oh, I am going, by the way, but I'm definitely bringing a notepad and a pen or pencil,
Yeah.
some sort of writing device.
Well, she knows she can count on Antaeus, but she really wants, like, Elizabeth. She knows that Goron's probably a firm no, but she's, like, really wanting to try and get Elizabeth, like, to go dancing.
What are you
Dancing,
gonna
name
do
is
to
a shot.
convince me?
Well,
Convince me, Brianna.
let's see. She probably would maybe try her diplomacy, try and maybe convince you that it's just the best time ever.
I think this player-to-player interactions like this, you as Brianna need to sell Elizabeth on this.
Okay. All
without rolls, without dice.
All right. Elizabeth, you have got to come dancing. I'm supposed to go with Antaeus. I need a wing woman. This is like so much fun. I know that it doesn't sound like it, but you are really going to enjoy it.
If I wanted to get sweaty and like flail around, I could just go fight with Maha.
Yes, but this is different. Number one, you don't have bruises, you know, at the next day. And number two, it's like, it's so free. Like you get lost in the music and in the beat and you're just moving around.
Brianna, I cannot dance.
It doesn't matter if you can dance. The point is just moving and being free and being like one with the beat.
I will literally clear out the dance floor. Do you want to just be the two of us out there? Because that will happen.
Don't mind. We should just try it. Don't you want to like maybe get a drink, you know, and cut loose a little bit?
The look on your face.
Fine.
Really? That'll be so great. Let's see if we can get you a nice outfit. What do you have?
What? I'm not changing. Take it or leave it. You want me to go? I'm not changing.
All right, fine. Are you in your full plate?
No, but I'd probably be in like whatever the fuck I normally wear underneath it.
Okay, I was just like.
Well, you probably aren't wearing what you would wear underneath it. You normally wear like specific things underneath your full plate. So you're probably wearing like casual clothes.
Yeah, but it's not anything like dance attire.
All right, fine, but I'm telling you, when you have the time of your life, you're gonna be like, "Thank you, Brianna."
Yeah, I won't hold my breath.
All right. I think. Hold on. Okay.
As soon as I meet up with them.
Yeah. So you meet the two of them. Antaeus is like starting to take notes on the way the two of you are, and he's got like a tape measure, and he is like measuring things out,
checking their pupils before they go in.
All right, Brianna will, go.
Hold on. This is weird. What the fuck are you doing?
Trying to figure out like whether or not I don't know, explain what you're doing, Antaeus.
I'm trying to find out more about this environment and what people do while they're there and what kind of experiences they like having while they're there. And yeah, it seemed like, well, at least one of you seems like you're dressed up differently. And I need to make sure that before going in there, everybody's pupils are okay for to make sure that they're not currently on anything. I mean, the club is a good place to make some easy money. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, just don't try to drug me, all right?
No, I would never give you anything against your will.
I think we're going to see what happens, though, at the club in the next episode.
All right.
But you all can arrive there. Maybe you don't even get in. Maybe you're turned away. We won't know until next time.
Turn us away. Turn us away.
Everybody can go ahead and take 500 XP. That was good role-playing. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, if you guys want to spend some time, try to think over your writs and what you want to do with them. We'll see what happens next week. Good night, everyone.
Sounds good.
Later.